Rolling 94 and it's 80 degrees. I got the brains blew out in my Thunderbird SC. The concrete's hot as I hit the spot on the east side where all these tricks be out. And well, I guess by now you can guess that it's Mr. C. And you right, cause ain't no other brother be me. I'm the one, Mossberg, shotgun, 12 gauge, stay paid, even crew red. Alright guys, I am very excited today because today we have 4 examples of Ford 2005 Ford GT Dove City Customs die-cast cars. These are 1/24th scale, which is my favorite size to collect. We talked about 1/24th scale before, but let me go ahead and repeat this. 1/24th scale means that if you were to take 24 of these, line them up back to back, not size-wise, but length-wise, it would be equivalent to one actual car, the size of an actual car. I'm also not a Dove representative. I don't get any compensation from Dove for this, but these are the cars that I prefer to collect. Now, I do have some other die-cast cars that we will be reviewing, and they are a different type, but for the most part, 98% of my collection is Dove City Jada Dove Series, okay? So like I said, this is the 2005 Ford GT. As you can see, there's a yellow one there, electric red one at the bottom of that one, black over there with the silver stripes, and then the white one. These are actually the colors that can be ordered for the Ford GT. This is what's so ironic about this thing when I see this when it comes down to these die-cast cars. Sometimes the designers, they really get it right. There is a blue that's not included here, but I think they discontinued that blue for this year. Now, as you can see with these guys here, this is one of my favorite cars because of all of the air ducting in the car. It really looks like a Supreme sports car, which it is a Supreme supercar. If you look at the vents on the side, the ones in the front, these are all air dams. The ones in the back, they're all over the place. And so what we're going to do is we're going to pull out the yellow example, because the yellow example seems to be the less common example. Okay, you can get the black and the white and the red, but the yellow one seems to be the one that's ordered less, let's say by customers. So we're going to go with that one. All right, guys, so I have taken the liberty to open up the Ford GT. I call it a GT40 because it's 40 inches from the ground, but it's called a Ford GT. Okay, and as I said before about Dove Series Jada and all of these type of die-cast cars, if you want the authentic ones, both doors open, the trunk opens. Fortunately for us, the trunk is in front here. This is the rear trunk, and that's because this car has a mid-mounted engine. There are rear-mounted engines, mid-mounted. This one is mid-mounted. That means it goes like a little bit closer toward the middle, not quite all the way to the back. And as you can see, it's just gorgeous the way this is opened up here. The way you see this car is exactly the way it is in real life. Those cuts that you see at the top of the doors, the cuts in the roof, the way the front trunk is made. I love the Ford GT headlights too. They're just gorgeous. But I want you to take a look at this interior, how detailed that interior is. Can you see that? Let me turn that a little bit more this way. As you can see, this interior is very detailed, even down to the center console, the steering wheel. Everything there is exactly as it would be in big scale, but it actually is in the small scale. So I love this thing. And like I said, just the way that they made all the air dams to cool the engine. You can see they're just all over the place. There's one up top here, 2 of them up top here. There's some on the side. And I love the way this the shell opens up at the rear of the motor. This opens up just like that. And as I understand, this was one of the largest body panels to open on any car, besides the, probably now besides the C8 Corvette. But I think it's even bigger than the C8 Corvette, because this panel is just huge that opens up and reveals that engine in the back. Also, now those round tail lights like that are indicative to like a Ferrari. If you look at a Ferrari, a lot of the newer Ferraris have those tail lights like that. So those are just gorgeous. And as you can see here, we've got air venting right down at the bottom. Got them at the top, we got them at the bottom, just gorgeous. All right, we're gonna turn this around a little bit so you can see this from a side angle. This car is just absolutely stunning. The wheel is staggered. You see how much wider this wheel is here? If you go up front, look how much thinner that wheel is there. That's what you call a staggered look. Back end having a little bit more wider wheel, front end having a smaller wheel. The lip, we call this part the lip. The outer edge of the chrome wheel is called a lip. And when they're staggered, what happens is the back usually is wider. The lip is wider than the front. And the tires in the back also are bigger than the tires in the front. So it gives it a staggered look, and what that means is by staggered is that it's actually leaning over. The car is actually leaning over and giving you that sort of real old hot rod look, which I love very much. So if you take a look at these two, all of them have the stripes on them, and I like the way they variated these stripes on each one of them. If you look at the black and yellow one, which is the one we're looking at now, that one has black stripes on it. If you go over to the black car, it has silver stripes on it. The ones that are on the white car, they are blue, I believe. Yes, they are blue. And then the ones that are on the red car appear to be a white color. So it's just a gorgeous design on all these cars, really. Let me go through prices here, because a lot of times people want to hear about prices. If you're a new collector, you should expect to pay about $50 to $60 plus shipping for one of these. If you get lucky, you may get it a little cheaper, but I doubt it very seriously. I've been noticing on eBay, the prices have been climbing on these. Same thing with all the other cars we mentioned. These are a limited run. Once they produce so many of these, then the production is over. And the reason for that is most of these companies know if they give you an unlimited capability of making these cars, and then all of a sudden something happens to the company and it goes under, well, you still got another company that's able to make your cars, make your product, and still make money off of it without you being able to make money. So that's why we always talk about limited runs, especially when it comes down to these die-cast cars. But like I said, guys, you have any questions whatsoever, you have anything you want to ask me about these cars, I'll be more than happy to answer your questions. Please just send me a message through my Instagram that's connected to this YouTube account, or send me a message through YouTube. Send me a comment, and I'll get back with you about this, okay? I hope you enjoyed this vlog, and I want you guys to take care of each other. God bless, and take care.